1961–1970. After the Berlin Wall closed off, escape was a period of stability and consolidation. 1971–85 was termed the Honecker era, and saw closer ties with West Germany, and 1985–90 saw the decline and extinction of East Germany. Organization. The ruling political party in East Germany was the Sozialistische Einheitspartei Deutschlands, Socialist Unity Party of Germany said. It was created in 1946 through the Soviet-directed merger of the Communist Party of Germany, KPD, and the Social Democratic Party of Germany, SPD, in the Soviet-controlled zone. However, the SED quickly transformed into a full-fledged communist party as the more independent-minded Social Democrats were pushed out. 59. The Potsdam Agreement committed the Soviets to support a democratic form of government in Germany, though the Soviets' understanding of democracy was radically different from that of the West. As in other Soviet bloc countries, non-communist political parties were allowed. Nevertheless, every political party in the GDR was forced to join the National Front of Democratic Germany, a broad coalition of parties and mass political organizations, including Christlich Demokratische Union Deutschlands, Christian Democratic Union of Germany, CDU, which merged with West German CDU after reunification. Demokratische Bauernpartei Deutschlands, Democratic Farmers' Party of Germany, DBD. The party merged with West German CDU after reunification. Liberal Demokratische Partei Deutschlands, Liberal Democratic Party of Germany, LDPD, merged with the West German FDP after reunification. National Demokratische Partei Deutschlands, National Democratic Party of Germany, NDPD, merged with the West German FDP after reunification. 59. The Palast der Republik, seat of the Volkskammer member parties were almost completely subservient to the SED and had to accept its leading role as a condition of their existence. However, the parties did have a representation in the Volkskammer and received some posts in the government. The Volkskammer also included representatives from the mass organizations like the Free German Youth, Free Deutsche Jugend or FDJ, or the Free German Trade Union Federation. There was also a Democratic Women's Federation of Germany, with seats in the Volkskammer. Important non-parliamentary mass organizations in East German society included the German Gymnastics and Sports Association, Deutscher Returnungssportbund or DTSB, and People's Solidarity, Volkssolidarität, an organization for the elderly. Another society of note was the Society for German-Soviet Friendship. After the fall of socialism, the SED was renamed the Party of Democratic Socialism, PDS, which continued for a decade after reunification before merging with West German was to form the Left Party, Die Linke. The Left Party continues to be a political force in many parts of Germany, albeit drastically less powerful than the SED. 76. State symbols. The flag of the German Democratic Republic consisted of 3 horizontal stripes in the traditional German democratic colors black, red, gold, with the national coat of arms of the GDR in the middle, consisting of hammer and compass, surrounded by a wreath of corn as a symbol of the alliance of workers, peasants and intelligentsia. First drafts of Fritz Bärendt's coat of arms contained only a hammer and wreath of corn, as an expression of the workers' and peasants' state. Final version was mainly based on the work of Heinz Billing. By law of the 26th of September, 1955, the state coat of arms with hammer, compass and wreath of corn was determined, as the state flag continues black, red, gold. By law of the 1st of October, 1959, the coat of arms was inserted into the state flag. Until the end of the 1960s, the public display of this flag in the Federal Republic of Germania and West Berlin was regarded as a violation of the Constitution and public order and prevented by police measures. Compare the Declaration of the Interior Ministers of the Federation and the Lander, October 1959. It was not until 1969 that the federal government decreed that the police should no longer intervene anywhere against the use of the flag and coat of arms of the GDR. Poster with the inscription Berlin Hauptstadt der DDR, 1967 at the request of the DSU. The first freely elected People's Chamber of the GDR decided on the 31st of May, 1990 that the GDR state coat of arms should be removed within a week in and on public buildings. Nevertheless, until the official end of their public, it continued to be used in a variety of ways. For example, on documents. The text resurrected from ruins of the national anthem of the GDR is by Johannes Arbecher, the melody by Hans Eiler. From the beginning of the 1970s to the end of 1989, however, the text of the anthem was no longer sung due to the passage Deutschland einig Vaterland. Provisional coat of arms of the GDR. The 12th of January, 1950 to 28 May, 1953. Provisional coat of arms of the GDR. The 28th of May, 1953 to 26 September 1955. Coat of arms of the GDR. The 26th of September 1955 to the 2nd of October, 1990. Flag of the GDR. 1949, 1959. Commercial flag. 1959, 1973. Flag of the GDR. The 1st of October, 1959 to 3 October 1990. Presidential Standard. Standard of the President of the German Democratic Republic. The first standard of the President had the shape of a rectangular flag in the colors black, red, gold with the inscription President in yellow in the red stripe, as well as DDR. Contrary to the official abbreviation with dots, in the stripe below in black letters. The flag was surrounded by a stripe of yellow color. An original of the standard is in the German Historical Museum in Berlin. President Standard 1951-1953. The emblem was already introduced on the 12th of January 1950. The standard was adopted on 29 January 1951. President S. Standard 1953-1955. The emblem of the GDR was changed on the 28th of May 1953 and already resembled the final coat of arms of 1955. Standard of the President 1955-1960. The standard was maintained until 7 September 1960 when Wilhelm Pieck died and the presidency was abolished. Standard of the Chairman of the Council of State 1960-1990. War and service flags and symbols. The flags of the military units of the GDR bore the national coat of arms with a wreath of 2 olive branches on a red background in the black, red, gold flag. The flags of the People's Navy for combat ships and boats bore the coat of arms with olive branch wreath on red, for auxiliary ships and boats on blue flag cloth with a narrow and centrally arranged black, red, gold band. As gauche, the state flag was used in a reduced form. The ships and boats of the Border Brigade coast on the Baltic Sea and the boats of the border troops of the GDR on the Elbe and Oder carried a green bar on the Lyre-Cust like the service flag of the border troops. Service flag of the National People's Army. Service flag for combat ships and boats of the People's Navy. Service flag for auxiliary ships and boats of the People's Navy. Service flag. Deutsche Post, 1955-1973. Service flag for ships and boats off Border Brigade coast. Service flag of the border troops. Flag of the Ministry of State Security, Stasi, East Germany, until 1990. Emblem of the Ministry of State Security, MFS, Stasi, of the GDR, until 1990. Coat of Arms of National People's Army of the German Democratic Republic, from 1956 until 1990. Emblem of the Ground Forces of National People's Army, 1956 to 1990. The coat of arms of People's Navy with the Order of Karl Marx, between 1956 and 1990. Emblem of Air Force of the National People's Army of the German Democratic Republic before 1959, until 1956 the People's Police Air of the GDR. Emblem of Aircraft of National People's Army of the German Democratic Republic, 1959-1990. Emblem of the Grenztruppen used for vehicles, 1949-1990. The National Ensign of the Volkspolizeibereitschaffen, from 1962 to 1990. Combat Groups of Working Class Coat of Arms of Fighting Groups of Working Class without oak leaves, between 1953 and 1990. Logo of the Organization of the Warsaw Pact, 14 May 1955. East Germany Political and Social Emblems. After being a member of the Thalmann Pioneers, which was for school children ages 6 to 14, East German youths would usually join the FDJ. Emblem of the Socialist Unity Party of Germany, 1950-1990. Flag of the Socialist Unity Party of Germany, 1950-1990. Emblem of the Free German Youth. Emblem of the Free German Youth. Ernst Thälmann Pioneer Organization Emblem, 13 December 1948 August 1990. Ernst Thälmann Pioneer Organization Flag, the 13th of December 1948 August 1990. Young Pioneer Programs. Pioneer Organization Ernst Thälmann, founded on 13 December 1948 Ernst Thälmann Pioneer Organization. Young Pioneers and the Thälmann Pioneers, was a youth organization of school children aged 6 to 14 in East Germany. 77. They were renamed after Ernst Thälmann, the former leader of the Communist Party of Germany, who was executed at the Buchenwald concentration camp. 78. The group was a subdivision of the Freie Deutsche Jugend, FDJ, Free German Youth, East Germany's youth movement. 79. It was founded on the 13th of December 1948 and broke apart in 1989 on German reunification. 80. In the 1960s and 1970s. Nearly all school children between ages 6 and 14 were organized into Young Pioneer or Thälmann Pioneer groups, with the organization shaving nearly 2 million children collectively by 1975. 80. The Pioneer group was loosely based on scouting, but organized in such a way as to teach school children aged 6-14 socialist ideology and prepare them for the Freie Deutsche Jugend, the FDJ. 80. The program was designed to follow the Soviet pioneer program Vladimir Lenin All-Union Pioneer Organization. The pioneers' slogan was Für Frieden und Sozialismus seid bereit immer bereit, for peace and socialism be ready always ready. DIES was usually shortened to be ready, always ready. This was recited at the raising of the flag. One person said the first part, be ready. This was usually the pioneer leader, the teacher or the head of the local pioneer group. The pioneers all answered always ready, stiffening their right hand and placing it against their forehead with the thumb closest and their little finger facing skywards. 80. Ernst Thälmann Pioneer Organization Parade. Both pioneer groups would often have massive parades, honoring and celebrating the socialist success of their nations. Membership. Membership in the Young Pioneers and the Thälmann Pioneers was formerly voluntary. On the other hand, it was taken for granted by the state and thus by the school as well as by many parents. In practice, the initiative for the admission of all students in a class came from the school. As the membership quota of up to 98% of the students, in the later years of GDR, shows, the 6 or 10-year-olds, or their parents, had to become active on their own in order not to become members. Nevertheless, there were also children who did not become members. Rarely, students were not admitted because of poor academic performance or bad behavior as a punishment or excluded from further membership. Uniform. Ernst Thälmann Pioneer Organization Uniform. The pioneers' uniform consisted of white shirts and blouses bought by their parents, along with blue trousers or skirts until 1970s and on special occasions. But often the only thing worn was the most important sign of the future socialist, the triangular necktie. At first this was blue, but from 1973, the Thälmann pioneers wore a red necktie like the pioneers in the Soviet Union, while the young pioneers kept the blue one. Pioneers wore their uniforms at political events and state holidays such as the workers' demonstrations on May Day, as well as at school festivals and pioneer events. 80. The pioneer clothing consisted of white blouses and shirts that could be purchased in sporting goods stores. On the left sleeve there was a patch with the embroidered emblem of the pioneer organization and, if necessary, a rank badge with stripes in the color of the scarf. These rank badges were 3 stripes for Friendship Council Chairman, 2 stripes for Group Council Chairman and Friendship Council members, 1 stripe for all other Group Council members. In some cases, symbols for special functions were also sewn on at this point, for example a red cross for a boy paramedic. Dark blue trousers or skirts were worn and a dark blue cap with the pioneer emblem served as a cockadius, a headgear. At the beginning of the 1970s, a windbreaker /blouson and a dark red leisure blouse were added. However, the pioneer clothing was only worn completely on special occasions, such as flag appeals, commemoration days of festive school events, but it was usually not prescribed. From the 1960s, the requirement of trousers /skirt was dispensed with in many places, and the dress code was also relaxed with regard to the cap. For pioneer afternoons or other activities, often only the triangular scarf was worn. In contrast to the Soviet Union and other Eastern Bloc countries, a blue scarf was common in the GDR. It was not until 1973, on the occasion of the 25th anniversary of the organization, that the red scarf was introduced for the Thälmann pioneers, while Thälmann pioneers remained with the blue scarf. The change of color of the scarf was solemnly designed in the pioneer organization. From 1988 there was an extended clothing range, consisting of a Nikki in the colors white, light yellow, turquoise or pink, with an imprint of the symbol of the pioneer organization, long and short trousers with a snap belt and, for the colder months, a lined windbreaker in red for girls and gray for boys. Suitable pioneers were trained as paramedics. After their training, they wore the badge Young Paramedic. Music. The pioneer songs were sung at any opportunity, including the following titles: Wir tragen die blaue Fahne, we carry the blue flag. Unser kleiner Trompeter, our little trumpeter. Thälmann Lied, Thälmann Song. Pioneer March, Pioneers March. Der Volkspolizist, the People's Policeman. Jetzt bin ich junger Pioneer, now I am a young pioneer. Unsere Heimat, our Heimat. Die Heimat hat sich schon gemacht, our homeland has smartened itself up. Auf zum Sozialismus, onwards to socialism. Klein Weiss Friedensdorf, little white dove of peace. Lied der jungen Naturforscher, song of the young nature researchers. When Mutti Frause arbeitet, when mother goes to work in the morning. Gut frien die good friends. Haben sie nicht noch old paper got any waste paper? Pioneer voran. Onwards, pioneers. Lasst euch grüßen, pioneer greeting.